Hello and welcome back to the Proactive Studio. I'm Tyler Tully and today we're at the ASX Small and Mid Cap Conference in Sydney, where I'm joined by ECS Botanics Managing Director Nan Marie Skuri. So you were one of the lightning round presenters at today's conference. What should we know about ECS Botanics after today?
We're a medicinal cannabis cultivator. We're located in Northwest Victoria, and we've been growing really nicely. We're profitable. We've grown year on year. The last year we grew 31%. So good financials, but we're really at an inflection point at the moment. We've got a couple of things. We're about to launch a new technology that we've secured a 10-year license agreement with a company, Swiss-based technology, American company called Geocan. That technology is called VesiSorb, and it significantly increases the bioavailability of medicinal cannabis oral liquid forms. And the reason why that's exciting is medicinal cannabis products are not necessarily, or they're not cheap and they're not covered by the PBS. And so being more bioavailable 4 times, it means you use a quarter of the amount of the product. And so it's a lot more cost effective for patients. And this has been an issue for patients in the medicinal cannabis industry since day one, is the product is expensive. And so having something where they get more bang for their buck is obviously a big deal and very exciting. In addition, it's 3 times faster to react. So you don't have to hang around waiting for the chemical to kick in or the cannabis to kick in. It'll kick in straight away. That's the one thing. The other thing that's really, really exciting and a little bit controversial, I guess, is we've also just signed an agreement with a company called Terp-Hogs. So Terp-Hogs developed a genetic called Skittles, like the sweet called Skittles. And the reason why it's really very, very popular is because it is sweet. It's got strong flavonoids, and so it doesn't smell like the old traditional cannabis. And they've also obviously understand the value of having a cannabis product that has all these additional terpenoids and flavonoids, is actually you get more therapeutic benefit. So these guys are famous. They've won multiple awards, but they're locked into California because in the US, cannabis is federally illegal. So they can't actually export their product out of California. And they now signed this agreement with us. It's an 8-year agreement to supply Australia, New Zealand, and Germany. Germany is a huge market that's just opening up, and to supply us with their genetics. So we can take this iconic product, I guess, into the global market, which is very, very exciting for us and also exciting for Australia. I think for us to secure a contract like that is a big deal, and I'm very excited about it.
So what is the Australian cannabis market? I mean, what's the global market, and is Australia starting to
come? So sure, yeah. So the medical market in Australia is worth about 500-600 million at the moment. The actual cannabis market in Australia is more like 5 billion. So a lot of Australians use cannabis, not necessarily medical. So and that's why it's growing so quickly, because people are moving from the black market to the legal market. They've been self-medicating. So they're moving it across. And the benefit of that is they're getting product that's, EU GMP or GMP. It's good quality. They don't have to worry about, getting it on the street and getting bussed by the cops. And also, obviously, I think often when people buy things on the street, they get offered other stuff that they would never get offered by a doctor. So that's where the movement's coming from. The global market is predicted to be about 66 billion by 2030. So it's a huge market. And particularly now at the moment, Canada and the US, it's enormous, and we expect Germany to be about 8 billion.
So what's the next 6 months look like for the company?
There's a lot going on. So, as I mentioned, we're launching the VesiSorb technology under the Avani brand. We also have been a B2B company up until now. So most of our products has been sold under white label. We've just launched our new B2C range. The reason why we're doing that is because we now have this IP that we really want to make sure that we can maximize the profit for the company by keeping that IP in-house. We'll continue to be B2B as well. And then obviously the Terp-Hogs product, we'll be launching that in January, and that will be starting off really big in Germany, where the adult use market is more established, and so it's a little bit easier to do marketing around this. But that's there's a lot going on, and obviously down the line, I would say that sort of by the end of this financial year, ECS is going to be in a really, really good position.
Yes, sounds like very exciting times for the company. Thanks so much for your time today.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for interviewing me.